Hey, this is Red Obsidian Remnant. This is a action roguelike, which is a pretty cool. Like, it actually has like a weapon switch combo system and stuff like that. It just kind of came out randomly. Apparently there was a demo in Chinese, but obviously not being from there, I did not know about it. So I just bought this blindly. So far, it's been really fun. A nice breath of fresh air. So, as a roguelike, or roguelite, you're probably wondering what the persistent elements are. You actually have this really in-depth skill tree. So some of this stuff is just basic damage increasers, which aren't terribly interesting, but you have cool stuff like this, which gives you an air jump, which gives you, it resets all your actions, kind of like an enemy step. Or at least I assume, I haven't unlocked it yet. So every run you will have experience points when you lose, and that will go towards a level. And every level, I think you get a skill point. I actually have not leveled up yet, but this next run, as long as it doesn't go completely bad, I actually will level up once. So I thought I would show some of the stuff they have in here. So there's some pretty interesting stuff in here. There's a double jump. There's one that gave you 20% extra damage in the air. Extra equipment is sold in the store. Bargaining with the merchants. So on and so forth. Now, obviously, the English in this is it's not great. It's not their first language. I hope that maybe they'll get some, feedback or some offers from the community. Maybe some people will offer to, spice up the text a little bit, make it a little more readable. So you have blocking, you have dodging, you have perfect dodging as well. You have a burst, you have super moves. There are ground bounces in this game. It's pretty solid. I'd say the biggest problems with this game so far, in about the hour and a half I've played it, is the language barrier is definitely an issue. Sometimes you'll pick up an item and you won't know what it does because the English is not very clear. That and the art style. The art style is definitely not the best part of it. The game is not a looker. It does use motion tweening and stuff like that, so it's not going to be the most beautiful roguelike you're going to play, to put it nicely, but the gameplay more than makes up for it. They even said, if you go on the Steam page, which I'll link to in the description, I didn't get this from Keymailer. I paid for this with my own money. They even said on there that they wanted to make a roguelike, but it's kind of broken English, but the gist of it is they knew that they wanted to make a roguelike, but they knew how crowded that genre is now, so they decided, instead of just directly copying another playstyle like Isaac and some of the other games in that style, they decided to make their own thing, and I think this is pretty cool, especially since this seems to be their first game. So you can see how bad the English is. It definitely needs some work. You have a pretty decent moveset. I think they've said that they want to both add more weapons and maybe work on some of the mechanics too. But right now, you have some pretty cool stuff, like the Shiv is pretty cool because it has like the long hit stun attacks, like round trip. Okay, so I'm gonna play through one run here. So at the start, you pick the weapons that you want to use. And you have 3 slots. So your square button is your first slot. Triangle button is your second slot. And the B button is your third slot. And you can switch at any time. Hopefully the moveset's expanded on in the future. It does feel a little limited right now, but you do have some pretty decent options. So here's the shop. Can't really afford anything at the moment. You can also upgrade things. Sometimes you upgrade things and they will get extra properties. Flying things are just as annoying as any other game, unfortunately. Unless you have one of the movesets that has a direct launcher. It can be kind of hard to hit them. Hopefully they improve the art style. It does look very amateurish. It doesn't really, it doesn't mesh well with the pretty decent mechanics, especially for an early access game. Not very visually appealing, but the combat's pretty good. Especially for a game like this, roguelikes don't really have in-depth combat to begin with. They always tend to be more simple. I took a ton of damage from that. Now you might get to see the persistent leveling mechanic a little faster than I thought. Still kind of learning the movesets and the attacks and stuff. I've only played this for about an hour. When it came out, there was an issue with the controller that I tried to get working for like 20 minutes, so I haven't had that much time with this, actually. I've only gotten to the second boss once, so I'm like by no means far in this game. Go ahead and take on the boss. If I lose, I lose. It's whatever. I'm gonna be playing this a lot more anyway. Ah, there we go. Sometimes it does seem a little random when you stagger them. That's definitely some feedback that I'll give them. Maybe they could make the stagger system a little more consistent. Alright, so got a pretty decent look at the progression, the combat in one boss fight. So you can actually go back and clear the rest of the floor like most roguelikes if you so desire. Or you can rush to the boss. Depending on your condition at the end of the boss, you might just want to go to the next floor, or you might want to stay back for a while and maybe grab something from the shop. Pretty common roguelike stuff. Now I'm just going to go ahead and go to the second floor to, you know, kind of end the video here. So you can go back to the shop at any time. You're not limited in how many times you visit. So sometimes it can be nice to unlock the shop sooner than later on that particular floor so that you can go back later when you have enough money. You can also have a good goal to shoot for, like this dagger is pretty nice. Pretty significant upgrade over what I have, so to use that will be pretty sweet. So we'll try to raise enough funds for that. So there's the boss right there. I'm going to try to raise enough money for that dagger, and then just go take him on, since I'm obviously not going to get much more health than what I have now. So this game definitely has that kind of roguelike mechanic where you don't always want to be attached to a run, because with the persistent mechanics you can actually have a better time just ending your run or losing your run and getting the upgrade, you know, the persistent upgrade instead of just continuing. This game definitely seems like that. There's some really substantial stuff in the skill tree that's probably a lot better than trying to just play with a base character. I will say is, janky as the graphics are, the animations and the way that the character looks, like, you don't really notice it when you're playing because the combat's actually pretty solid, especially for an early access game. We definitely nailed that part. I hope that maybe they'll look into it a little bit, but I think it's good for what it is. So, you know, this would be pretty good, but I'm already, like, so low on health, I don't know if it's worth it, so I'm gonna go for the dagger. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and fight the boss to just end the video. It's gone on too long already. That was quick. You're dead, unluckily. It's pretty good English there. So there we go, I leveled up and I got a pretty significant amount into the second level as well. So now I have a skill point. Now I can work towards this double jump. If I put 3 points into this, then I can get the double jump, and that'll make it a lot easier to kill an enemy off one launch instead of having to relaunch and kind of do those resets like I've been doing. Here's another good one. The judgment time of the perfect dodge increases and the range is increased. See, here's some other stuff like 5% crit rate and crit damage. You can really see that they don't really intend for the player to just go through the game in one run. You're intended to, you know, learn what all the items do and stuff. And I think the persistent stuff is pretty cool. Some people don't like this, but I got pretty far on my first run without having anything. So it's definitely balanced that you can get far, but the game is going to be more fun once you grind this stuff out. So if that's not your kind of thing, I know some people didn't like Rogue Legacy because it said it was a roguelike or a roguelite, and it ended up being more of a grindy game, so to speak. You weren't even intended to last more than a couple minutes in that game. This game is not like that at all. Since it is skill-based, you can get pretty far, but having this stuff is just going to make the game more fun to play, so it's your call. I'm going to go ahead and post a link in the description to their Steam page. It is $9 right now. I believe they plan on having it in early access for a few months, but you know how that is. Depending on how much feedback they get, they might take longer to fine-tune things. Apparently the game's already pretty popular in China. They have, like, I think almost all of the reviews are in Chinese right now. So they're going to be getting pretty good feedback from them at least. I don't know how much English feedback they're going to be getting, but I'll probably be playing this throughout next month because I don't really have the funds for other releases. There's not anything I'm terribly interested in. So you will definitely see more of this game in the future. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and level this up. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.